Hello everyone, this is part 2 related to getting stronger from the last video I posted. Right now you should have a purification weapon, 2 purification modules dropped from either Harpus or Tyndall's bosses, 3 colored trinkets, and Hunter's Night trinkets. This should get you to about 1 million or higher depending on your enhancements and tunings, and as well as your PNA. Red Purification Trinkets. These trinkets are obtained through a sort of a big process that's pretty tedious and expensive. With these trinkets, you're going to need to obtain materials called Apocalypse Vials, a bit of multi-dimensional reactive substances, and a few materials that you may be familiar with now. You're going to need to end up grinding for 2 specific bosses which are shown here. Those 2 boxes are used to get you those red trinkets that you're aiming for. So 1, this is all based on your RNG. You're going to be pulling random trinket gear pieces. You need 3 different sets of these, meaning there's traces, mark, and stigma, with colors red, purple, and orange. You need to obtain all colors of each type of trinket. If you end up obtaining the same item that you may already have, dismantle it and you'll obtain a material piece that's basically a red crystal. This crystal is used to craft a box that can be specific type but random color in the box. If you want to actually craft the very specific one that you will need more of those red crystals called purified contamination crystals. In order to obtain that specific gear piece that you may be missing, I suggest crafting that once you are basically done most of what you need and have enough for the rest. Here's a clip on basically what you need to do. The 2 boxes that I mentioned from earlier are called Box of Dark Promise. They're both named the same thing, and they are located in Purification's crafting machine, and you'll go to the very last tab named Sea of Pollution tab. Click on that and you'll see 2 sets of boxes there. As you click on either one, you'll notice the material requirements are different. They both mostly require the same thing, but the first one requires a material called Apocalypse Vials, and you would need 10 of them each. The rest of the materials are earned through common dungeons and purification. However, these vials that you need are only earned through Sea of Pollution and Water Source Sea of Pollution dungeons. When completing them, it's best to report the results to obtain the materials which are Apocalypse Thorns, multi-dimensional reactive substance, and dark matter. If you can't run all 4 of these dungeons, you can still feel free to report, since either way you will be earning the rewards. Make sure to craft the extra runs so you can run these dungeons 2 times a day. Unfortunately, just so you know, Contamination Hell both overflow and surface and reverse do not give any of these materials except dark matter, which can be obtained in surface and as well as another material, multi-dimensional reactive substance. As for reverse, you won't get dark matter, but you will earn the multi-reactive substance. Once you have obtained all colors of traces, stigma, and mark, then that's what you will be able to craft each of the 3 trinkets that you are going to need. Thanks to the login rewards, it would help you obtain what you need much quicker. BB Core and modules. Now this is sort of the easy part. Basically here what you're going to have to do is, you will need to unlock a hub called Reverse Theater. In order to unlock it, you will need to do a quest in Hunter's Night that will lead you to unlocking triggers, and once that's done, you will be brought to Reverse Theater, so you will be introduced to BB related things in this area. You will need to complete the solo quest here in the machine on the left of the stage. I suggest doing the lowest difficulty due to your TCP. Now here's the thing. BB cores and modules are dropped in these bosses. Basically where the quest you are supposed to be doing in the beginning. There are 3 bosses which are back, hand, and vessel. What you are going to need to do is drop a certain weapon of your type of character. Sharp core for hybrid. Mystic Core for magical, and Agile for physical. Once you obtain the one that you need, save it and grind the modules, or the other way around, whichever you've obtained first. Make sure to grab the 2 different modules that you'll need in your one core. When it comes to modules, just look at the color of the module damage if you don't want to remember the name. Red is physical, blue is magical, red and blue are hybrid modules. Once you've obtained all 3, you will need to end up transcending them. I suggest not enhancing them or tuning them unless you have something called shape memory device that can help with not resetting your stats entirely when transcending. You can also craft 3 useful items that can be preserved with your enhancing or tunings. You cannot use those 2 at once. You can only use one of them. And if you want to preserve both enhancement and tuning, you must use shape memory device, which can be bought off the market. If you are having trouble dropping either one of your modules or your weapon core, just keep going. Do not craft what you need, because then it'll end up being really much more expensive. And you may be earning it again once you grind it constantly, due to it being one of your daily missions. Transcending. Now for this part, I spoke about it in the last video, but this one's different. In order to transcend, you're going to need to go to Reverse Theater and go to the red machine located there. You'll see a Transcend tab. Put in your BB weapon and modules and see what you will need to transcend. Once you know, you need to go to the crafting machine and click on the tab called Dream Theater Reverse. And you will notice 3 transcending items for your core and your modules. What you need to do is check what you need first on how, like I explained earlier, which is putting your weapon or modules into the Transcend machine. Remember that your stats will reset if you do anything to it. If you want to do something to your core or module and haven't transcended it all the way yet, I suggest enhancing first rather than tuning, so you won't need to grind yourself a shape memory device. Or use regular tuning mechanics so it won't be such a waste. Now click on the next tab, which is Legion Master. This tab allows you to transcend your weapon and modules to a higher level, which is basically required to do. Check what your weapon or module is missing to transcend, and if you don't want to test your RNG on the success rate, you'll need to end up crafting a whole bunch of the same Transcendent Stone that you need, all the way up to 28 for the cores, and 12 for modules. If you don't want to craft that many for 100%, you'll notice when you click on the same item that's on the list, you'll see an item called Transcendent Stone Preservative. If you have the required amount, you will be able to use this and use this one stone. What if you don't have enough or don't have any? Well, unfortunately, these are only earned through events, but luckily for us, they're on the market for 3 million at the moment, so you can buy yourself a few if you have enough credits, that is. I wish you good luck on this part since this is pretty expensive. Now that you basically have an idea of what to do, you basically have to replace your weapon core and 2 of the modules you had before, but keep one of the purification modules that you worked on. Also, just to be safe, make sure to put your old purification equipment in the bank, just in case you want to change ults or mains to transfer the BB modules and core to them using the Gremory box. Thank you so much for watching, and please be safe out there. I wish you so much luck on your journey and becoming stronger. If you have any more questions, please let me know down below.